Good Sunday morning to you. Well, we're looking at a little bit of misty drizzle. This is a shot looking northwest of Waitsfield, and you can see the green mountains, a lot of low overcast or at least broken cloud cover. These clouds will start to show up some breaks, and I think those breaks will also lead to intervals of sun, probably well before 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And then eventually we're going to look at partly to mostly sunny skies later on this afternoon as drier air becomes entrained. And you can see that. Look at the water vapor imagery. This is across Vermont. This is the cold front here. You can't miss that. So we have much drier air that's being pushing in aloft, and looking at the visible satellite picture, some low-level moisture that's just kind of crammed up against the mountains. Very typical post-frontal activity. These clouds have a tendency to get, in the later part of the season, a little bit stronger to hold on, so it takes a lot more to sort of brush them out. But behold, there is clearing skies back where an area of higher pressure is going to be building in. And you might notice here in the surface, the blue lines here, the isobars at surface, this area of higher pressure is going to be building in and really going to be controlling our weather for the next several days. So once again, it's going to be a very dry scenario. Don't count on any rain. Speaking of which, where did it rain? Well, it looks like, count this one out here, 5400ths in some locations. We'll take a look at on a map up around Johnson. They picked up about a half-inch of rainfall, and it trails off from there. About 2/10 of an inch in my location in Worcester. Looking at 5400s down in some parts of Bennington County, and then also up around the Johnson area in Lamoille County, about a half-inch of rainfall. And it varies, of course. A lot of reports anywhere from 500ths of an inch to 5400ths of an inch with the frontal passage. And we could have used more. We're not going to see any. Let me show you a reason why. But first I want to show you just a little interesting tidbit here. This is looking at the next 10 days. This is where snow depth is going to be accruing, and this is across parts of northern Quebec. And you might note out west, not a whole lot going on except for the Pacific Northwest, and really it's up in British Columbia territory, some of the northern Rockies around Banff, Lake Louise, up into Jasper, and then back up into the typical areas around Whistler, and back up into the northern areas of British Columbia and into Alaska. That's it for snow, but this is the thing I really want to show you here, and this is temperature anomalies. So looking at today, this is the cooler air working in for this afternoon. And as you can see, temperatures are going to be running about somewhere around 5 to 10 degrees below normal for a change. A little bit of a shock to the system for this Sunday. But then look what happens. We get another day on Monday. This Monday's highs, it looks like somewhere in that vicinity of around 4 to 8 degrees below normal. And then we start to see those temperatures begin that slow warm up again. And by the time we get into midweek Wednesday, you can see the warmth. But then look at what goes on to the north and east of our region. We get brushed by this considerably colder air, greater than 10 degrees below normal here. It moves through Quebec. And it is a kind of a brush by. And this is where I think we could see really our first frosts. I know that there's a possibility in the Adirondacks of seeing some touches of frost in places like Saranac Lake. This will be taking place tonight. I don't have any concerns for the Northeast Kingdom for tonight, but I do see next weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, somewhere in that realm, we're looking at the possibility of frost here. So heads up, gardeners and farmers. We also got the harvest moon coming next week, so heads up, waxing moon, frost in the forecast. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.